Hello, my Craps Hawaii family. I'm here today to just give you a report on what happened on my San Diego trip. Ed Namoka, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, Edgar Namoka. He made a comment and wanted to know how he did on my San Diego trip. So let me give you a rundown on what happened. So as you know, I went to San Diego. Usually we go to Harrah's, Southern California, which was called Rincon, and now I guess they changed the name to Harrah's, Southern California. So that was the hotels that we used to always go to. I just went 2 times. My partners Jay and Mike have been going for maybe the last year and a half, 2 years. So anyway, we were at the airport, ready to board the plane, and then the host calls and says that our hotel is closed because of strong winds, maybe 84-mile-an-hour winds. So the electricity to the hotel was turned off. And if some of you don't know, those fires in California, a lot of them were started because electric poles fell down and caused fires. So what happened is, I think what I heard was the insurance companies who would have to pay for all these homes that burned decided to sue the electric company, and they're almost bankrupt. So they decided to turn the powers off to the hotel. So again, literally, we're walking on the plane and we're getting the notice that our hotel is closed and they don't know when they were going to open it again. So we had no choice. So as me and Jay discussed what we were going to do, I told him, I looked up hotels in Southern California, and there was a Barona hotel and casino. So literally, we're on the plane taking off, making a call to the hotel and seeing if they had rooms that they could accept us for that night, which was a Wednesday night when we flew out. So they said they had rooms for Wednesday night, but no rooms for Thursday. They were fully booked. So we actually got into San Diego, and we had to find our own ride to Barona, because of course Harrah's was not going to send a limo for us to take to go to another hotel that is not their property, and I understand that very well. So anyway, we caught an Uber, went to Barona, and that's about an hour's drive away. So it was like $47, I think, for an Uber ride. So when we got there, we had to register in, and we did. So anyway, it was like maybe 9 at night or so by the time I got there. So we checked into our rooms, met downstairs, we started playing. And this hotel is against the cards again. And I was playing my 130, taking back my 3 times, and taking my $100 profit. Or sometimes 70, sometimes 130, depends if the field would hit. And my other 2 partners were playing their normal 240 and pressing and taking and pressing. So anyway, I was doing okay. We played maybe, I don't know, 8-10 hours while we were there between the night we got in and the next day. So the next day we were trying to call our hotel to see what time they would open, and they didn't know. So there was a nice host there, lady host. Her name was Corey. She was a VIP host. So we asked her that, checkout time there was at 11, and this was already at 12, or just almost going to be 11. So we had to, check out of the rooms. So we asked her if there was any more rooms for the next night, and she said, well, she would have to check. So I guess she checked our play, how long we played, what was playing. So she actually comped our rooms for Wednesday night and said she would call her boss, talk to her boss, and then her boss said, I guess by looking at our play and time of play, go ahead and give them 3 rooms for Thursday night. And that was very nice of them to do. But at 2 o'clock, we called and our hotel opened up. So they sent a limo from Harrah's to come to Barona to pick us up, since they were going to take us to Harrah's. So they were willing to do that. And they did pick us up. So anyway, at Barona, we thanked them for accommodating us and comping our rooms. And it's a pretty nice place. Barona is pretty nice. It's a little bigger than our Harrah's, Southern California, where we were playing. So, I mean, that was the first place I saw that they brought you, like, if you get room service, they bring you a rollaway table that you can bring up the flaps on the side. Well, they actually bring that table to the slot machines. So there were 2 people there, one on this side, one on that side, and the table with their food in the middle, and they're actually eating while they're playing. So I guess they don't want you to leave the machines, and so they bring the food right to you. And as far as waitresses coming taking your drinks, they have a cart that they push around that has coffee, juice, soda, water, whatever you want, and they'll give it to you right there at the tables. So that was pretty cool. And they have a golf course there too, right outside the hotel, and you can go and play. So anyway, that was the thing there at that hotel. And when we left that hotel, on our last hand of when we were playing before we left, I was probably up about $500. My friends, they caught a good hand, the last 240 that they put out, and my friend Mike had a good hand, threw a lot of numbers, a lot of 8s, and I wasn't on that roll. And that's the problem with me taking down my profit, $100, whatever. But before that, a lot of times the dice was 7 out, so my friends were losing. But on that last hand, they really recovered. Mike had some money out there. He must have downed his money, all his money, when he had like 4,000 or so, 5,000 maybe on the table, and he took it all down, but continued rolling, and Jay continued pressing. And when he cashed out like $7,000. And I jumped back in on Mike's hand, but a little late, and made maybe $500, $700. So that was that at that hotel. Then we went down, got in the limo. It's an hour ride from Barona down to Harrah's. So we got in at Harrah's, we checked in, everything, then we started playing. And everything was going okay, except the dice wasn't hitting again because of the cards. I feel that way, not so much about the dice, but my partners feel it's the same. Well, for me, I don't think it's the same. So I was still doing my 130, taking back 3 times, and then downing my profit. So I think at one point when they lost the profit from Upside Hotel, and then I guess they were down. I don't want to say how much because that's all private stuff. But anyway, they were down, and I was down about $300. And then we continued playing for the 2 days. And like I said, we played for some hours. So, at Barona, like I said, I think we played 8 to 10 hours, something like that, or whatever. And then we came down to Harrah's, Southern California, and we also playing, at least 6 to 8 hours probably a day. And like I said, I was down like 300. They were down some too. And then we got on the table, and I was working on the come up. And I got $15 I have to put on a pass line, put out my 130, working in a field, grab the dice, threw the dice, 7 out. I lost that roll, but the dice wasn't a 7, but the cards came 7. And then the next hand, I got the dice again, threw it back out, threw myself out again. Cards called 7, dice was not 7. So I was getting a little upset already. Then threw out again, didn't get 7 out on the come out, but maybe had 1, 2 numbers, then 7 out. So then the dice went around. There wasn't a bunch of people on the table, so didn't take long. There was no good hands, so within maybe 10 minutes or so, the dice got back to me. Picked up the dice, put my $15 on the pass line, did the 130, working on the come up, and threw myself out 3 times in a row. Looking at the dice was not 7, but the cards were. So what you gonna do, right? We're playing against the cards. So of course Mike, he's laughing at me because he's saying, "Oh, look at it this way, Mel. You lost the 130, but you won your pass line." The boy was like boiling. But anyway, that we just joke around with each other and have a lot of fun. But because of that incident where 5 times I got caught on my own hand, I got kind of upset. So now I take back my 3 times and try to press up the $100 that is down there and trying to make back money faster. So now I actually getting out of hand. I shouldn't do that, but I did. And that's why sometimes I'm telling you when I make my videos, do what I say and not do as I do. But anyway, because I got out of hand, started to lose my money. I got to press my 5 and 9 up to 100 from 60, after I pressed it up, and from 60 pressed to 100 each 5 and 9, thinking 1 more hit on that and I'm gonna down it. Well, as soon as you think 1 more roll, what happens? 7, right? So that happened about 4 times where I got it up to 100 and then 7. So anyway, they also down at Harrah's, Mike and Jay. Mike had another good hand. They was down to like their 240 again and laid it across and caught a good hand and made some money again, maybe another 3,000-4,000. So they recovered their loss, and probably we all came home losing, but they didn't lose all that much because they caught 2 good hands, and I probably lost about I lost like $2,500 probably between whatever I bought and playing slots and whatever else, and getting stupid and getting out of hand and starting to press up my bets instead of just continue what I was doing, and probably would have recovered at least another 1,000 if I could just take back 100 from 10 people, which shouldn't have been hard, but I got out of hand and that's what happened. So other than that, that was our trip. And then when I got home, that last night we used to go outside, and outside was cold. It was like 52 degrees, and we were with shorts and rubber slippers. And so that night I kind of was feeling like I was going to get a cold. And when I got on the plane, got home, I had a cold, but not that bad, and tried to take care of it. So I didn't want to post a video and start coughing and making a video. And then I had my student come over from Honolulu, so I decided, well, I wasn't going to post a video, but now that Edgar asked what happened, I thought I'd just post a video and share it with all of you. So anyway, we lost a little, but we had a good time. But like I said, playing against the cards can be brutal. And if I stuck to my way of playing and don't get out of hand, I probably would have done all right. Lost very little, maybe, or even made some money. So as far as the 130, playing against the cards was a little tough, but I hung in there. I think after playing for, I would say maybe 24 hours or so, I was only down $300. And that's playing, for all those hours and playing 130. So I pretty much was doing okay till, like I said, I got out of hand and I shouldn't have. So anyway, that's the report. We all got back okay. I'm looking for another trip, and we'll see when that'll happen. And hopefully the rest of you that are using the 130 and you're not playing against the cards, and I'm sure if you're playing against the dice, it should work a lot better. And if you look at the comments, Lester B made some comments that he's now played 3 times with the 130 and he's made money every time, and he's beginning to love the 130. So anyway, I know that's a lot of money for some of you, and you're gonna see that you can take it down to 66 and work the same system with a lower amount of money. I've already shot a video that I will be posting this weekend on 130, depressing it, bringing it back up, and taking it up to $150 on the 5, 6, 8, and 9 for a total of 600. I lowered it from 130. I could throw the dice enough times to take it down to 66 and build it back up to 130. And then on the high side, the dice 7'd out. So I just was calling the points and showing you how to press it up, if some of you want to do that. So it's a pretty good video. I'll probably be posting it this weekend. Other than that, thank you very much for subscribing, making your comments, and buying some of the shirts that you see. So anyway, until we meet again, stay safe, have a great weekend, and make sure you stay alive.